Ben Carson, political correctness is going to destroy our nation. From the Washington Times. Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson said Tuesday that political correctness is going to destroy our nation after Representative Jennifer Wexton, a Virginia Democrat, apologized for a comment that upset the transgender community. During a House Financial Services Committee hearing on housing policy, Ms. Weston asked Mr. Carson whether he would like to apologize for his reported comment during a HUD meeting last month about big hairy men using women's homeless shelters. Some people in attendance told the Washington Post at the time that they viewed the remark as disrespectful to transgender people. Mr. Carson repeated his denial that the remark had anything to do with transgender people and explained that he was recalling a story he had heard from a women's group in Alaska about men pretending to be women in order to gain access to women's shelters. Well, first of all, I didn't describe transgender women that way. I was relating a story that a women's group told me about big hairy men, he said Tuesday, who are not transgender women, by the way, coming into the facility and having to be accepted because of the rules that were in place. You don't feel you need to apologize for those comments, Ms. Weston asked. No, Mr. Carson responded. I think this whole concept of political correctness, you can say this, you can't say that, you can't repeat what someone said, is total foolishness, and it's going to destroy our nation, and we need to be more mature than that. Ms. Weston later tweeted a clip of the exchange, writing, "Today I gave at Secretary Carson the opportunity to apologize for his remarks slurring transgender women as big hairy men. Regrettably, he declined that opportunity. Hateful words translate into discriminatory policy, and Secretary Carson has demonstrated that time and time again." Well, Miss Weston, it seems that you and a lot of other people heard only what you wanted to hear. Now listen again to Secretary Carson's response. I'll read it really slowly for you so you can get it. Put your listening ears on, like I tell my children when I want them to listen to what I'm saying. Secretary Carson clearly said, I did not describe transgender women that way. I was relating a story that a women's group told me about big hairy men who are not transgender women coming into a facility and having to be accepted because of the rules that were in place. Now that's just about as plain as you can get it, and you're supposed to be an attorney, so you need to listen up. Really and truly, I think you just wanted it to make it a transgender issue. And by the way, my opinion, this transgender issue is a political one. It's not science. Science in a variety of ways can ascertain an individual's sex, starting with the obvious way we've used for years, right when a baby's born. Included in that is the frequency of individuals. Females have a higher frequency than males, and it also includes DNA sequence. The simplest thing DNA can tell us is whether someone is a male or female. All you need to know is whether they have X and Y chromosomes, making them a male, or a pair of X's, which makes them female. It's about time we got back to true science and quit this silly political posturing, trying to get a few extra votes. My stars. I think people have lost their ever-loving minds, as we say down here in the South. Get a grip. Get back to reality and quit making stuff up. Like I said, that's my opinion. And I do like to exercise my freedom of speech just like a whole lot of other people. So y'all just have a good day and think on some of these things. Bye.